Washington, D.C. for the U.S. Conference of Mayors. This is our winter conference meeting, and they go to Washington every year. It's the probably top 200, 250 cities in the nation. We go so that we can have an opportunity to also go potentially see our legislative delegation or visit staff members or the people at the White House, whatever you need to do on issues. But more than that, we have a chance to mix and mingle and talk with other mayors to get great ideas on innovation, water, pension, financial, public health, public safety, all of those. There are lots of great roundtables. We were in a great roundtable on water with a lot of the major cities. A big initiative on transportation, talking about transportation. We talked a lot about rail and alternative forms, and we talked a surprising amount about education too. There was a dialogue headed in the Municipal Finance Roundtable, is what it's called, and Greg Fisher from Louisville headed it, but the speaker was Mayor Chuck Reed from San Jose, who's dealing with his pension and what they're doing, and he talked a lot about that, and I'm glad to say that Fort Worth is actually further ahead than many of these cities with the decisions that we've made and where we are, because many of them are a while behind us. But most big cities right now who have a city-funded pension are facing major challenges, and a good many are facing lawsuits also. Well, I think largely what I brought back on, particularly on the pension talks, is that we have made great decisions here and that we are well in front of it, and that our liability is we are not on the edge of that financial cliff, and many of these cities are on the edge of that. And of course, you know, Detroit is already bankrupt, and many of these other cities are in much worse shape than us and making much stiffer cuts. We've been able to stabilize our pension for the good of our employees and for the benefit of the taxpayers too. And that was the other thing we did, is we got to go to the White House and see Deputy Secretary David Agnew on behalf of the Mayor's Coalition for Parks, and to talk about the benefit of parks in urban areas, but not just urban, but in all cities, getting people out, getting them engaged in their city, having good green spaces. And the Land and Water Conservation Fund is what we were specifically talking about, the reauthorization of it and full funding for it. It's a great fund that comes from the royalties of offshore drilling, the money for it, and it's 50 years old this spring, and it's set to expire, and we want Congress to reauthorize it. The beauty of that fund is that every dollar that comes to us, we leverage 2 for 1. So every federal dollar that comes in, we've been able to get either a private match or potentially some local dollars to go with it and expand that to benefit our citizens.